on the YouTube. Hi. It's been a while. I'm going to be uploading a video kind of encapsulating me and kind of reintroducing myself to this channel. But for now, I'm going to be showing you my record album collection because I'm just really excited about it for some reason tonight. I haven't listened to them all in a little hot minute. And so tonight when I got home, I just threw one on and I was like, I really just want to talk about this. I want to kind of get back into this hobby of mine. So we'll start with the favorite of mine, which is, of course, Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. If you know anything about me at all, you know that Fleetwood Mac is my absolute favorite. And you could say that Stevie Nicks is technically like my favorite, but I really do love just classic Stevie Nicks, 70s and 80s Fleetwood Mac. So, of course, Rumors is my favorite. I do have a couple other favorites that I'll show you, but this one is so much a favorite that it is in a frame, just the album art, because I want to listen to the actual record. But this is my absolute favorite. I think this one I got from a flea market. Well, my boyfriend did get this one for me for Christmas from the local flea market. And I just absolutely love it. It's just like one of my favorite possessions. Like, it's not fancy overall, but it's just literally like one of my favorite things that I own. So I haven't actually hung this up yet, but it's going to go in a very special place. I'm not sure where that is yet, but it will go in a place of honor in my home, in my humble abode. So that's that. So I'll continue on. I don't know if all of the Fleetwood Mac is organized, but I think it's relatively organized. So here we go. So obviously I have more than just Fleetwood Mac. But this is the actual album for Rumors. I just have that naked with no cover on it. And then I guess I will show Fleetwood Mac first. So this is their self-titled, or maybe it's the white album. I don't really remember. This one again, I believe, came from the flea market. That's a good one. And here we have Mirage. That's another really good album. I forget where I got this one, but again, another Fleetwood Mac, love that. Then I have, actually I think that's my only Fleetwood albums, I want to say. I really don't have that many records, but I just still wanted to make a video. Oh no, there's stuff on this. No, there's sticky stuff. Oh no, I don't like that. There's some sort of sticky crap on this album. Like putty of some sort. Damn it! So upset! That's like my newest one too. Damn it. I don't even know what this is. I think it really is just like sticky crap. Sorry. Unedited. This is just a live unedited version of my life. Welcome to it. Where there's just sometimes sticky stuff. Story of my life. But, yeah, I'll show you anyway, but kind of upset that there's stuff on it. But anyway, this is Crystal Visions, the very best of Stevie Nicks. This is a brand new, well, it used to be brand new before there was stuff all over it, version of all of her best hits. There's two different records, obviously two-sided, has like Edge of 17, a lot of her hits with Fleetwood Mac, like Silver Springs, Landslide, and then a couple of my favorites from Just Stevie, which is like not Edge of 17, Leather and Lace and stuff like that, which is another one of my absolute favorites from her. Then I think this is the most recent find that I got, which is Wild Heart. That's just Stevie Nicks herself. Love that one. And then the rest are not Stevie Nicks, but I'll kind of show you the rundown here. So this is Bridge Over Troubled Water. This is Simon & Garfunkel. I love listening to Simon & Garfunkel in the fall time. I don't know what it is about it, but I just always love listening to like Scarborough Fair, Bridge Over Troubled Water, even stuff like Cecilia, um, me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard, stuff like that. I just really love listening to in the fall time. The Boxer. My favorite Simon and Garfunkel song is actually a Wednesday morning, 3 a.m. I just have always thought that that was a beautiful song. Sensual, like when I was like 16, I remember listening to that song and just thinking, God, like just so poetic and real and raw, and like I don't know, I listened to the radio today and like I guess I'd classify myself as an old soul or whatever the heck they want to call it, but I listen to like the radio now and I hear all this like, you know, I do love some modern stuff, but all of this like booty shaking crazy shit that I just don't think is like soothing to the soul. It's cool, it gets you up and going, it's like it's cool party music, but if I just want to like take a drive or sit and read a book or drink coffee or just like really enjoy my existence, I think of like Simon and Garfunkel or Fleetwood Mac or Peter, Paul and Mary, you name it, you know, like I just think of those classic 70s artists, groups, bands, whatever, and that to me is like real music, you know. But that's just my opinion. No hate on everybody else's music, but that's just my opinion. That's what I really like, and that's what this video is about. So, yeah. But this record is actually, I know that where this came from. This was my mom's. She used to have a bunch of Beatles records. Not so much that she loved the Beatles, but it was just like the time at the time. And she had a best friend that loved the Beatles, so I think she gifted her a lot of Beatles records. But this one is just, I guess like a mash of different Beatles. I don't really follow the Beatles. My boyfriend's father really loves the Beatles, so he would be very disappointed in me if he knew that I didn't really know, like, how it goes. But, you know, comes with all that stuff. I don't honestly listen to this one as much. I like the Beatles, but I'm more of a John Lennon fan than a Beatles fan. So, sorry. I'll just finish off quick here. I have a South Pacific and Oklahoma soundtrack. This is from the original motion pictures back in like, I don't know, they came out in like the 60s or the 50s or something. And this is the official soundtrack of those. I love these two movies. It's not that I don't know what they are. I picked it up because I do know exactly what these are. My grandmother had these VHS tapes back when I was little, from back, like, as soon as they could make VHSs, they made these VHS tapes. And it was Oklahoma, and I absolutely loved that movie. It was a musical. I love musicals. That's one of the things in life that makes me really happy, is like a good musical. And not like so much the modern musicals, but like the old-timey ones. And South Pacific was another one. I can't remember what the war was, but it was like about... I should probably have looked into this. I can't even remember. But South Pacific was basically like all of the army guys or whatever, like on a base or like on their island or their little base, I guess. I'm really terrible at this, and they were just like living their life, and they were doing these little musical production things as entertainment while they were mid-war, kind of. And there's like a little romance story with one of the native girls, which that might be kind of cultural appropriation, but you know, for the time it seemed cute. And as a kid, I thought it was really fantastic and magical and beautiful and romantic. So we'll keep it at that. And then this is actually not Sonny and Cher, despite the fact that it is Sonny and Cher, but this is actually Peter, Paul and Mary, Blowing in the Wind, or no, just In the Wind. And this has Very Last Day, Hush-A-Bye, Long Chain On, Rocky Road, Tell It to the Mountain, Polyvon, Stewball, All My Trials, Don't Think Twice, It's Alright, Freight Train, Quit Your Low Down Ways, and Blowing in the Wind. So they cover or maybe they don't cover, but they're singing a lot of Dylan songs, so I really like that. Then this is actually Peter, Paul, and Mary. It's the 10 years together album. Also really love this one. A lot of the same songs, but a couple different ones. Leaving on a Jet Plane, Puff the Magic Dragon. Love those songs too. And then I think this is the last one, which is technically like 5, but it's just one. This is pretty rough. It's in rough shape. But this is my Bob Dylan biograph. This is literally, I don't know if this can't be all of his songs, but this is just a lot. It's 5 actual albums, and they're double-sided, and there's more of that sticky crap. I don't know where it came from. But yeah, this is 5 albums of Bob Dylan's, and this literally has obviously all of the like really top hits. Times They Are Changing, Blown in the Wind, Masters of War, so many. Baby, I'm in the Mood for You, I Want to Be Your Lover, Forever Young, Solid Rock. Forever Young is probably one of my favorites, and that's probably because I just always loved the intro of Parenthood, the TV show, and that is a Bob Dylan song, but I love that song a lot. So this is really cool to have. I've gone through all of them since I've had this, and I really enjoy listening to just like a lot of songs that you never really hear of, you know? Like Simon and Garfunkel have a lot of songs that you've literally like never heard of. Same with Fleetwood Mac. Pretty much everybody has like unreleased songs, especially if they're older. So I really love listening to all of those. Just kind of underappreciated music, I guess you'd say. Because I do really like popular people. Like, I don't really know a lot of unfamous artists. I'm not opposed to them. I don't really know about a lot of undiscovered people. But to me, like, finding an undiscovered song by an artist is just like one of my favorites. Just like poetry, just like pretty much anything. I like the stuff that not everybody is into. And that's not necessarily inherent. It's just because I'm weird, but I also think it is slightly to do with the fact that, hey, like, this isn't popular, and I enjoy that. So 50-50, we'll say. And here, I don't remember which album this is from, but this is just the lyric book thing for one of the Fleetwood Mac albums, and I really would love to put that up on my wall. I think I will. I love, like, the old photos in the 70s and just the sex, drugs, and rock and roll of all that time. Like, I just genuinely really love that. It's just one of my favorite things. So, yeah. Those are my albums. I'll also show you my record player. It's nothing crazy. I think it's literally one of the... We'll see. We'll take a look. I'll show you here. How do I do this? Okay, here we go. You can see some of my living room over here and my fall decorations. Cute. So over here is my record player. I usually bring it out onto the floor when I want to play it. But this is what is it? Oh, it's a Victrola. It's one of the newer ones, obviously, but it doesn't have a ton of features. But the sound is really good, and it also does have a Bluetooth feature, which I honestly don't mind. I really do like that, because sometimes we don't have all of our speakers in working order to stream music from our phones, and it does give it a nice kind of retro feel if you're just playing a song from your phone. So that is really nice. I do like that aspect of it. But yeah, it gets the job done. I don't think it was terribly expensive. The boyfriend did purchase that for me for Christmas, along with a lot of these albums. Although I think about half of them I think we searched for with each other. I had the one from my mom, and I've purchased a couple since we've been together. So not all of them are from Christmas, but maybe like half of them are. But, you know. But yeah, I'd love to do some more hunting for records. It's just not been something that I've focused a lot of like finances on or time and effort. I think the last time I did get a record was like before I started this job where I hardly have like any time on the weekends, so it's hard to get down there to the flea market. And also, I moved from where the flea market is. We used to live in the same town. Now we're in a different town, but there is a couple shops up here where we live, closer to the city, that we should definitely check out. So I should do that. But yeah, I guess that's it. You know, that's all my records. But I don't know. I just like talking about like Bob Dylan and Fleetwood Mac and like that era of music and that type of music, I guess. I don't even know what you call that. It's sort of folk and sort of pop folk or whatever. I don't even know. Like, I don't talk about it a lot. Like, I do talk about it, like, with my boyfriend and stuff, but I don't talk about it a lot with other people that, like, know what they're talking about. So, forgive me for just continuing to say the same stuff, but that's just what I got. So, yeah. I'm really excited to say that in, when is it? April? No. March, we are going to see Fleetwood Mac in concert. I know a lot of people are really upset about their new touring situation because Lindsey Buckingham is no longer going to be a part of Fleetwood Mac. And a lot of people are really upset about that. And in a way, you know, I'm upset about it. It would be cool if he was there too. But at the same time, I'm not going to miss out on a majority of those people performing live because one of them's not there. Like, I understand the loyalty there with a lot of people, but for me, I'm just like, I just really want to see Stevie Nicks and Christine McVie and, you know, Mr. Fleetwood. You know, I would love to see that in person or hear it in person. I'm pretty sure our tickets are like, I think they're like to the left, or maybe they're straight back, but they're like in the, you know, the nosebleed seats. But like, I literally don't care. Like, I'm okay with the cheap seats. Like, I just want to be there in person and experience that with a bunch of other people that are also there to experience that. And I want to be there in person, like in the same general vicinity as these people that I've looked up to for so long, you know. I just think that's really neat, and that's what I want to spend money on, is that, more than being close or more than seeing all of them, literally all of them together. But that to me is just really cool. And as an adult, I think it's really neat that like I get to go to work every day and do my job and do work, and then occasionally I get to transfer the funds that I've made from working into experiences like seeing freaking Fleetwood Mac in concert live. You know, these people have been like all over the world, all over the United States. They've lived through so much, and I'm going to see them like pretty darn close, considering. Like, that to me, that makes being an adult worth it. You know, when you're a kid, there's a lot of cool things about being a kid, but when you're an adult, a lot of the stuff that you have to do sucks. But when you get to do shit like that to me is like, okay, this is why I go to work every day. This is what makes my life exciting, is like things that I really love. Sorry, kind of geeking out here, but that's just how I feel. So, yeah. I think I might eat my dinner now. My nose is getting very stuffy, which usually happens when I've been talking for a while. This is shepherd's pie that's been sitting here for 20 minutes because I heated it up 20 minutes ago and it was too hot, so I decided to make a video. So, I'm going to eat this now. Probably listen to a Fleetwood Mac record. And probably have a really good night doing so. So, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys. Hope you all had a great day. Throw down in the comments down below something that you really like, or a song you really love, or a group that you really like. Anything. I would love to hear some old-time retro, nostalgic, not nostalgic. I love to hear stuff like Bob Dylan, Fleetwood Mac, Peter, Paul, and Mary. So if you know anything like that, let me know. I'm always up for some new tunes, as long as they are at least 30 years old, generally. So let me know, guys. Hope you had a great day, and I will see you soon. I'm going to sign off here if I can remember